this morning we will be taking some of these tilapia from this pond and moving them into a pond right there. The reason we're doing this is because they've gotten big and it just seems to be a little bit overcrowded. And additionally, a couple of them have been actually throwing themselves out of the pond at me, and I've been having to put them back in. So I don't know if that's just because I scared them and they're getting big and strong enough to do that, or it's just a little overcrowded. Either way, we're going to separate them out so they have maximum room. But before I do that, I need to remove all the hornwort from this pond and then take the current fish out and put them in a tank. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start working on this pond first, and I'll show you what it looks like when I get everything out. So we have the pond nice and cleaned out now for the most part. We got a little bit of stuff in here, but the tilapia that are going in will eat that all up, so no big deal. You can see the bottom's not too bad, so we're just going to leave that as is. You'll also notice that we have a sand, just a regular pool filter sand substrate in this one, mixed in with some random substrate that just got tossed in there at some point. And that is different than the other tilapia tub, which is full of nothing. It's a bare bottom. So this will house, I think let's just probably put a couple in here to see how they do at first, make sure there's no adjustment issues, and then we'll put probably half in here and leave the other half over there to kind of split them up. Oh look, we got a baby guppy left. We'll go ahead and grab that little guy right there and make sure they get to the new home, and I'll show you that as well here in a minute. So let's talk about what all we have going on in this pond while it's nice and easily visible and there's no fish or anything. We have an air stone here. We have two Aquaneat 60-gallon sponge filters. That's what these are, and they provide air and filtration. They help keep it nice and clean. And then we have our refill valve right here. This is how we get more water in easily. Then we have our drainage valve, which is how we drain the water out and do water changes. We don't do many water changes in the summer, just because the water coming out is generally quite hot, although it's gotten to the point where the water isn't as bad, so we can start doing more water changes again. But this is a 100-gallon Rubbermaid pond. They used to be about a little over $100, and they have gone up in price to over $200, so they're a little bit more expensive now. But overall, the setup for the tilapia is pretty cheap. I mean, these are, I think they're $5, so you got $10, and air stone's like $2-3. You got the line, some PVC pipe, and tubing. So I don't know, like $300 total if you include the substrate, which if you get pool filter sand from a pool supply store, or if your local hardware stores carry it like ours does, that runs $10 per 50 pounds. So I mean, this is $10 worth basically. So you're looking at about $300 to get a tilapia pond of this style set up. Of course, you'll also need the tools to drill the holes and a boring tool to get the bigger one for the PVC pipe if you're going that route, which is completely optional. Then, of course, you'll need to buy the tilapia, which is about, I think I paid $50 for 25 of them, so $2 a fish when they were really small. And yeah, that's, again, puts us right around $300, maybe a little bit over, $350, $325. But we will come back here when I'm just going to let this sit for a while and make sure I didn't miss any guppies. We don't want them to be in here when the tilapia get put in. They will get eaten. And then I'll show you moving some fish over and where the guppies went. So here are the guppies that were in that 100-gallon I just cleaned out. These are the purple Dumbo ear red tail, and here's a pretty looking male. You can see he's got the big old purple Dumbo ears and a nice orange red tail. This guy looks pretty good too, except for he's got a big split in his tail, and another one looking next to him. And the females obviously look kind of like that. They don't have as much color, and as they get older they sometimes get that bent spine, which isn't really too much of an issue, although it does look uncomfortable. You can see there's a little bit of a younger female who doesn't have any issues, but they don't have much color. But they are prolific breeders, and they don't tend to eat their babies, which is awesome. So this is a 30-gallon, and you can see we have another sponge filter back there in the back helping keep the water clean, and then just some floating hornwort. The summer heat outside has been really hard on all the plants. Really the only plants that are doing good right now are hornwort and guppy grass. That's why I haven't had any pearlweed or Taiwan lilies or anything else really been shown off. It's just the summer heat's just been really intense and hot on the plants. The fish are doing alright, but yeah. So I think the plan is to move the albino tilapia into the newly cleared out tub. So we are going to do that here in just a little bit. I'm just giving the tub a chance to settle, to make sure there's no little babies left, because you can see how small these guys are. You can see that one in the back there. Those are the ones I'm looking for. Little guys like that. And they're just so small, the camera doesn't even like to focus on them. See if we can spot any of them. I've been hunting out here for a couple hours for them. I haven't seen any more, but I'm gonna give it a little while longer. Most of them, how I find them is I just spot movement in the water, and they like to hang out at the top around the edges, so they're not super hard to find, but unless you're looking for them, you would definitely miss them. And they're such nice guppies, I definitely don't want to leave them in here just to become food. We are back at the original tilapia pond, and we're going to try to catch one of these. They're hiding, they know. We got the big net out. Going to try to get at least one of these albinos. They're very wise. Okay, let's cut the air for a minute so we can see a little better. Stop it, crazy fish. They are jumpers. They are definitely jumpers. They're flinging themselves. Well, I had to put the phone down because there was no way I could do that one-handed while trying to also get it in shot. They were flinging themselves out of the water all over the place, hitting the side of the pond. But they are here. I got two of them in one net. I was only trying to get one, but we got two. That's okay. We got an albino and a regular bluefin, and they are just kind of annoyed at probably being in some a new pond, probably scared the poop out of them. And yeah, we're just going to start with these two, make sure they do okay in here, keep an eye on them, and then we'll add more. We'll add some more in here, but for now we're just going to start with these two, and you can see they are pretty big. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. They are large. They're just hanging out, a little startled. I don't blame them. So we will go ahead and cut the air back on. And as you can see, that makes it a lot harder to see in there, but they got them moving. And they'll eat all this duckweed. They'll clean all that up for us. But that's pretty much going to be the process here. We're going to add probably 4 or 5 more into here as the days go on. We'll give them a few days and maybe do another video, an update video, showing how they acclimated and are doing. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video and how to move these fish. They are not the easiest fish to catch. They will definitely jump out of your pond, out of your net, and they're quite quick and have good eyes. So you probably want to practice netting them a little bit. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Appreciate you all for watching. See you next time.